Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Speed Gaming. Coming up in just a couple minutes here, we have the final quarterfinal match of the Final Fantasy V Career Day Variety Tournament. How's everybody doing out there? I am Z-Man050778, and we have Dryzalizer versus Garlyle. We've got two extraordinarily experienced racers here tonight. Dryzalizer is a veritable encyclopedia for Final Fantasy V. Garlyle, well, he's only won the last tournament that was played here. He won the Final Fantasy V Career Day 4 Job Fiesta tournament that we held a few months ago. So we've got two very high-level players here, and we're just waiting for the bingo board to be up and posted here. But, basically what we have here is we have a blackout bingo race here. There are 50 bosses in Final Fantasy V Career Day. Bingo board will have 25 of them. Beat them as fast as you can. So generally speaking, this takes more or less a full clear of most of the seed. Maybe we get lucky and we get a bunch early, and maybe, we don't actually wander into the void. Or, maybe, who knows? Maybe we have the ever popular Necrophobe at the Neo X death spot. Let's find out what happens here. We might have the X death spot that is mandatory. We might have both Fork Tower bosses mandatory. We might have none of that mandatory. So, Johnny Bane, unfortunately, Omega Weapon is not one of the squares here. Omega and Shinryu are not considered beatable bosses. Yeah, I mean, they are beatable bosses, but not for a speedrun like this. And to keep it reasonable as far as time goes. Okay, so we are just waiting for the gate to drop, and we are waiting for the bingo board to be uploaded here to the tracker. But Dryzalizer and Garlyle, the winner of this match, will go on to face Freddy in the semifinals, and in the other semifinal, we're going to have Archfield Monk versus Fiery Blizzard. So we've already have 3 of our 4 semifinalists. Next week's flag set is certainly an interesting flag set, with it being semi-chaos. Next week's flag set involves random job learning, which is fascinating. I practiced a seed of that earlier, and maybe we'll talk about that as this race goes on. But for now, again, we are doing basically standard flags. There are a couple of differences versus these flags versus standard flags. Both World 1 and World 2 are indeed open, but there is no starting tablet. So in order to unlock the goodies in Kuza Castle, they do need to actually find tablets. Beyond that, the major difference is the bonuses that chests can have. In this randomizer, the chest locations are tiered, right? Early chests are tier 1, and then as we progress through the game, you get tier 3, 4, 5, blah, 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 blah. In a standard flag, there's a 15% chance of any one chest going 3 levels above its tier. Well, here, we're going to have a 20% chance of a chest going 4 levels above its tier. So we should have some pretty gosh darn good loot early, considering how the chances of better loot are certainly higher. And we do have our bingo board here. Let's see. Oh, there's Necrophobia, column 3, row 1. We have Go-Go. We have Leviathan. There's Ned, but the Neo X Death is actually randomized in the job pool. So instead of Neo X Death, we're going to wind up with 2 goblins, or 3 goblins, 2 or 3 goblins. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, we've got Stalker. And then, of course, we've got some of the easier ones, right? Magisa. If you have Odin, you can defeat the triplets easier. Chimera Brain. Twintania is up there. That's an interesting one. The Guardian Crystals, but again, it all depends, right? Where do these bosses end up, right? I mean, an early Necrophobia is not a problem whatsoever. Right? Early Odin, not a problem. To answer a question in chat, yes, these are the 25 bosses that they have to kill. And they have to kill them all. This is blackout bingo. You have to find them and kill them. And keep in mind that this is a randomizer, so the boss spots are indeed randomized, right? They do retain their natural level, but their stats are adjusted to the spot that they're in. Yep, this is blackout bingo. You have to complete the card. They have to kill all 25 bosses that are listed on the bingo card. Okay, the gate has been dropped, and off we go. All right, so as usual, we're going to have our runners here looting Castle Tycoon. Bard Crystal immediately is a nice find. A double lance is a nice find if they get ninja early. Ooh, red mage starting job, so that's if there's a few jobs you don't want to see, red mage is probably up there. Now, the good thing with red mages is red mages can break rods, so if they find rods, fire rod, ice rod, thunder rod in shops, that's probably their early damage right there. Nice early Yoichi bow is nice. So you find equipped bows, or you find a hunter job early, and that's a nice set of damage that you can do there. Tiger Mask is actually pretty nice as far as that goes. Fork Tower holds the first tablet. So if the void is required, it does look like we're going to have a Fork Tower requirement here. So that's one heck of a hint. All right, we've got Garlyle now going off to the Pirate's Cove. And I think... Ooh, Dragon Sword ability. That is a very nice ability early in the game. It absorbs HP and MP from its target, and generally is really nice. At least really super early in the game. You can get through certainly the quote unquote first 3 or 4 boss checks. Right? You can get through the Wind Shrine. You can get through the canal. You can get through the sunken grave, the haunted graveyard, and you can get through North Mountain with Dragon Sword without a problem. So far, looting hasn't really come up with anything fantastic. That Dragon Sword ability is probably the best thing we've seen. Certainly nothing high money. There's the monk job, which early on isn't real great, but gets stronger as you get later in the game. Oh, there's 12,000 gil. All right, so there's some gold right there. Dry finds the monster in a box. It's a guard ring. That's not terrible. I mean, worst case scenario, you open it up. Not open it up. You sell it for some decent money. Worst case. All right, let's see. We have Dry. Now, Dry. Yep, there he goes. Dry is now going to go get his 12,000 gold. So that's fantastic. Now, I don't think we've seen the weapon shop or the armor shop here yet. Adamantite in World 2. Not a fantastic hint there. There's a Berserker. Eye drops and cabins here. You grab a stack of those and you're pretty happy. We do have Dryzalizer picking up Dance and whatever the other thing was. I know it cost 1,000 gold. I don't know. I didn't exactly see what it was, but he picked it up. Okay. Oh, some really nice items here in the Licks items. That's the Licks Magic Shop. Phoenix Downs, Maiden's Kisses, Tents, Cabins, all useful stuff. We've got Gar now going to the triple shop over here. Nothing good in the first shop. Antidotes in the second. That's really nice when you have a mix, which of course they don't have. Softs, necessary if you see Shoat. And we do have Dryzalizer now going up to Karnak to do some shopping. To answer the question from Brewski in chat, what is the victory condition? Beat all 25 bosses on the bingo board. Oh, there we go. Ice Rods. There's your source of damage early. Ice Rods in Karnak. Oh, Equip Katana. Always a good find as well. Another Tiger's Mask. Sleep Sword. That's a pickup. Requiem. That's fine. Gee, thanks, game. Fork Tower Path to the Void. You think? It's not like the first hint in the game didn't already tell us that, game. Thanks, I appreciate that. It does not look like Siren is on this board. Cullis. It just looks... I don't see Siren. So no Siren has to be killed. Now, will Siren be killed? Ooh, Slash. That's nice. Slash is a nice insta-kill for those that can be insta-killed. Alright, what do we have here? We have Twintania. Very nice early C here. Should go down without much of a problem with just the Dragon Sword ability. Yep, or a couple of attacks, and goodbye, Twintania. And Twintania is actually a spot on the board here, so there we go. We have our first spot, Twintania. Oh, you get the Mirage Radar for that. That's fantastic. Highest level shops in the game in the town there, in the ghost town. But you have to get to World 3 first. You got to beat X-Death in his castle. Black level 5 is nice. Time Mage, hello! Alright, well, there's a great job. Time Mage, I would imagine we're going to see 2, 3, or all 4 of Garlyle's people change to a Time Mage pretty well immediately. Well, the Berserk ability was here in the Windshrine. That's actually kind of nice if you find a physical job. Okay. So now we have Garlyle going to check the Waltz Meteor. Dryzalizer not going to be unhappy to see Twintania. And it's Timmy, who can be slashed. Of course, you have to be able to live through said first couple of attacks. And that's a reset. Twintania goes down on Dryzalizer's side. Yep, Garlyle probably wisely leaving that meteor go for now. Timmy hits like a truck there, And if you don't get the slash the first or second try, then you're probably dead. Going to the Tycoon Meteor to see if there's a spammable boss here. And there is. It is T-Rex. If Gar has a Phoenix down, which he does. There we go. So the Phoenix down will insta-kill the T-Rex, and Garlyle's going to get a ton of levels out of this. And pick up a power ring. So what's more important there is the levels that Garlyle got out of that, not the power ring. I believe you're talking about Atmos. Kalis, I believe you were talking about Atmos. Abductor kind of looks like a flying harpy type thing. All right, so we've got dueling Torna Canal checks here, and we have Wing Raptor. Gonna be slightly annoying here, but oh, that's right. Garlyle didn't pick up any rods. But Wing Raptor does go down. Pick up a Slumber Sword for the trouble, and now we have Garlyle onto the sunken ship. All right, let's see what loot the sunken ship had. Ooh, the throw ability. That is fantastic. That's going to be a great source of damage for our Cure 3 in the over the rock check. So that's something that Garlyle actually did not check. So that actually could be a thing. Cure 3 is one of the better white magics out there. There is that throw ability from Dryzalizer. And Garlyle just about now to go check and see who our boss is here. We have Odin. And Odin goes down. So that is yet another square that both of our runners will check off here momentarily. Okay, now we have Garlyle checking out the town of Carwin. Nothing great in the item shop. And Dryzalizer once again breaking a ice rod over an enemy's head to kill it. Garlyle picking up Magic Sword 3. Oh, javelins. There we go. Water skiings. Garlyle not picking up the javelins, which do fantastic damage from throw. Aqua Rake. Nice pickup. If they find blue. So the nice thing with javelins is they do You know, once you get a relatively strong enough character, they can do 1,500 damage a pop. Yep, and there we go. That's what I expected Garlyle to do, is just to completely stack up on those javelins and use throw as the major source of damage. Oh, and there's a ninja. Find the throw ability and find the ninja immediately afterwards. Isn't that the way it goes? Okay, we have Garlyle going into now Castle Waltz. Not gonna raid the upper part. Right? Not gonna check the hint there. Which, I mean, hints are okay. I mean, you're pretty much gonna full clear everything anyway. So does it really matter where things are? No. But sometimes having the clue, especially, if you're getting a hint that, not a hint, but if you're getting an idea that the void is necessary, maybe knowing where to go is not necessarily a bad thing. And here's Golem. So you only have to kill the zone dragon, the bone dragon, and the zombie dragon, and then ideally you leave Golem alive so you can then get the Golem summon. Oh, bye, Golem. Garlyle just slashed Golem to death. Well, no Golem pickup here for Garlyle, but picks up a gold shield and the pyramid page. Dryzalizer now going to take on that Timmy that Garlyle found earlier. Oh, one ice rod does not do it. And Gloof hits the floor. And second ice rod should kill Timmy. Bye, Timmy. Oh, second tablet from Adam and Timmy. Alright, now the Hear You plant here. At the Karnak Meteor. Are we getting an immediate check of Kuza Castle here from Dryzalizer? You betcha we are. So we're having Dry going immediately to Kuza Castle to see what the spoils are there. But meanwhile, Garlyle picking up the fourth tablet. So we've got 2 tablets at the Meteors. And we know one tablet is a top fork tower. Time 6, Flare Sword, Black 6, an Assassin's Dagger, Sage's Staff, Leviathan, Big Guard, Anti-Magic Bow, Diamond Armor. Oh, that's not good. Diamond Helm. Okay, now we're starting to get rather running shoes. Hello! So this Kuza Castle looks like, yeah, it's going 3 tablets deep, it looks like. Certainly picking up Black 6. And probably, is he going to pick up? Yep, goes for the Assassin's Dagger. Alright, so we have Dryzalizer back in World 1. He's going to waltz. And we have Garlyle checking out other shops. Well, Johnny Bain, the first hint in the game was Tycoon, was from the Chancellor of Tycoon, and the Chancellor of Tycoon said that Fork Tower holds the first tablet. So Garlyle already knew that one. Dryzalizer does pick up the Ninja Crystal, despite having the throw ability. The Ninja Crystal is nice. It's a relatively higher HP and higher strength job, so it can more effectively use that throw command. Oh, level 3 Flare. That's nice. You betcha when Dryzalizer sees that, he's going to pick it up. Red shoes, and there is Golem to purchase. So red shoes are great if you have a dancer, because that will increase your chance to see sword dance. Well, there are actually 3 worlds in the randomizer. Right now, they only have access to World 1 and World 2. So, Final Fantasy V has 3 distinct worlds. Obviously, you start with World 1, and then as the story progresses, you make your way to World 2, and then catastrophe happens, and worlds 1 and 2 combine into a third combined world. So in this flag set, you open the first 2 worlds, right? So it's kind of like Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, how you can go between, the underworld and overworld as long as you have, the well open, right? Or if you have the darkness crystal, you can go to the moon. In Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide, how you have the world of light, the world of balance, and the world of darkness open to you at all times. Right, exactly. It's sort of like the world of balance and the world of ruin in FF6. Yeah, except there's 3 of them here in Final Fantasy V. We have Garlyle checking out Kuza Castle. He picks up the running shoes immediately. I'm not sure if he's picked anything else up yet. Also picking up Black 6. And the Assassin's Dagger. So both of our runners have the exact same ideas. And probably for the better. There we go. And Dryzalizer will actually get the Golem Summon out of this fight. So he won't have to spend the 14,000 gil in World 2 to buy Golem. Dryzalizer are picking up his pyramid page, and now Garlyle is heading to the catapult. Let's see what Dryzalizer decides to check next. Looks like he's going to check the Tycoon Meteor. We'll be very happy to see T-Rex there. Summon level 3, not bad. Summon level 3 gives you access to Golem and Shoat, should you find them. So that is a very nice find for Garlyle. Dryzalizer taking out T-Rex without using a Phoenix Down, but using the slash technique. Alright, Garlyle making his way up the catapult, and Dryzalizer is heading to, looks like the Karnak Meteor, where we know Tablet 4 is. And up at the catapult, we have... It's the Ned fight! Of course, it's not really Ned, it's the goblins. Dryzalizer taking out the Hear You plant pretty easily. And down goes the Goblins, aka Neo X Death, and picks up the false page for his trouble. Dryzalizer picking up his fourth, tablet number 4 from the Karnak Meteor. Oh, looks like Dry is going immediately back to Kuza. So it does look like something there certainly caught his eye. We have Garlyle facing the Chimera Brain. He's certainly hoping for the Assassin's Dagger that he has to proc, because it certainly can on the Chimera Brain. Or Slash to proc. There's Slash. All right, we have Dryzalizer taking Flare Sword Magic. A Sage's Staff. And Leviathan. And it looked like that was the big bridge key there from the Lanka Meteor. And it looks like Gar is going immediately to check on Castle Bale. Garlyle getting rid of some unnecessary stuff. And meanwhile, Garlyle has now been turned into toads. Yay, Halicarnassus. But Halicarnassus is another spot here. This will be Garlyle's 7th spot. Checked off. 7 out of 25 done. Oh my! Fork Tower is a double. Fork Tower holds both Tablet 1 and Tablet 3. That's quite interesting. Looks like we have Dryzalizer going to the town of Moor or Mua, however, whichever translation you decide to use. X-Death's castle is Path to the Void, so maybe the So, for those of you that might be new to this randomizer, in the vanilla game, what opens Fork Tower is defeating the Island Shrine. Okay. But here's the thing. With the randomizer, if you try to take Galoof into Fork Tower, the game throws a conniption and crashes. So in order for playability purposes, the designers designed it such that turning in the Elder Branch and beating the Moor Forest and basically, spoilers, killing Galoof and getting Kryle in your party is the trigger to open the Fork Tower. And we have Garlyle checking out. And Garlyle and I have calmed a couple of races together, and for my buddy Garlyle, I have to say it, he is checking the Hyrule Valley. Yes, I know it's Hiryu, but yeah, it's Hyrule Valley now. In honor of Garlyle, it is the Hyrule Valley. Haste spell is a really nice pickup there for Dry. And there's the Chemist Crystal in the town of Moor. Looks like Dry's making a note of that should he not find the mix ability. Nothing fantastic here in this Hyrule Valley for Garlyle. Looks like we're going to have Dryzalizer taking on Halicarnassus here at Castle Bale. And we are going to get Garlyle peeping the boss up here in the valley. And we have a Gilgamesh 1. Hi, Greg. Bye, Greg. And picking up the trench page. So Garlyle has 3 of the 4 pages necessary for the various shrines in World 3. And there we go. There is the power of the javelins. You can see that Ferris on Dryzalizer's side just basically did 3,400 damage with 2 javelins. So there we go. That is why you pick up javelins whenever you get the throw ability or a ninja crystal. The javelins just do so much work early. I'm a little surprised Dryzalizer is digging out this hint because Dryzalizer pretty much knows the important things, right? He knows that Excess Castle's Path to the Void. He knows that 2 tablets are in Top Fork. So, a little surprised he's digging out the hint there. Dry going to the Moogle Waterway, and Garlyle going to the Chicken Knife Blade spot. And yeah, this was unimpressive. It was a Diamond Shield or a Dark Suit. I mean, given the choice of the 2, I'd probably take Dark Suit, but I mean, both of them are underwhelming, to say the least. Looks like Garlyle is going to turn in that big bridge key. Equip sword ability. That is a nice find for Dryzalizer, should he find any nice swords. And at the Greg 2 spot, we have Greg 4. Okay. Game can count. Yay! On here at the Moogle Waterway, we have a Bahamut. Not a bad spot for Bahamut whatsoever. Does take down ferrets, but he's not going to do a multi-target anything here. So the flare is the worst thing he'll do, which is not that much of a problem, because Bahamut is going to go down after another throw, and a gold hairpin. If they had any high-level magic cast, that'd be fantastic, but they don't. Ifrit's Fire from the big bridge. And another square. And it looks like, yep, Garlyle is immediately going to the library here to turn in, well, to check both the Ifrit spot and to turn in that Ifrit's fire. So there we go. And it looks like we have Dryzalizer doing catapult. Probably do catapult into the Lanka meteor. And at the library, we have... Oh, very nice. I guess Magisa, however you want to say it, is dead. And that is yet another spot for Garlyle. Ooh, Air Knife. That's a fantastic pickup should they find Sildra and the ability to cast Sildra. And Sandworm Bait. Yet another World 1 check. Dryzalizer going to the goblin fight. Just going to slash out the goblins, I would imagine. Picks up the falls page for his trouble. And Garlyle finds the Necrophobe here at the Biblos spot. Not a terrible spot for this. You really got to kind of like this one. Alright, so now that the barriers are down, Necrophobe will unleash his true power. Now, Necrophobe's going to hit like a truck, but Garlyle has a barrier up, Golem up, and Necrophobe is pretty much weak to everything. So the Necrophobe itself will go down very quickly. See, just like that. Bye, Necrophobe. And for clearing the Necrophobe, he gets an FA. Yeah, but hey, that's another that's 2 bosses, right? The library had 2 bosses. Garlyle has now cleared 11 of the 25 necessary spots, almost halfway there. Garlyle may be heading back to World 1 to turn in that Sandworm Bait, possibly. Yeah. So now it's like, okay, where is that anti-barrier? Because right now it's starting to look more and more like the bracelet is in X-Death Tower. And maybe Leviathan here, that's a fun little spot. But again, better here than later. Bye, Leviathan. Picks up a Flame Whip. Alright, so what haven't our runners checked yet? Between the 2 of them. Well, they haven't checked Barrier Tower. And Barrier Tower is open. Oh, and North Mountain. Our wonderful tracker, Fiery Blizzard, reminding me that North Mountain has not yet been checked. It does look like Dry is going to now go check out the Hiryu Valley. I think Gar is trying to figure out what haven't I checked, what haven't I checked, what haven't I checked. So I think pretty soon he will come to the realization that he's got 2 spots to go. North Mountain 1, and it looks like he's going. And Garlyle still has to go back to the Waltz Meteor. Because he did not kill Timmy and has not gone back there. Dryzalizer is, I think he gets Ifrit's Fire here. So. And here's Bahamut. Or Garlyle at the Moogle Waterway. Meanwhile, we have Gilgamesh 1 here. Well, it looks like Dry is going to try to take the easy way out here just by slashing Gilgamesh 1, who is weak to instant death attacks. Goodbye. Now, by killing Greg 1 here, he actually gets the experience. Oh, that's the trench page. Okay. Esper, so the thing with this randomizer is, in order to get the strength boost from Knight, you have to actually master the Knight job. Just having equipped swords does not give Knight strength. Right? Just like having summon level 6 or equip rods doesn't give the summoner magic stat. Johnny, the Great Trench is in World 3. It is kind of... so if you go south of Waltz, it's south and a little east of Waltz in the sea. Garlyle not checking the chest, doesn't want to deal with the possibility of a red dragon or 2 yellow dragons. Dry now taking out the Gilgamesh 4 fight here at the big bridge. Oh, and it's Minotaurus up here at the barrier tower. But we have a way to insta-kill Minnow. This will unfortunately mean giving up that wonderful Assassin's Dagger, but if you throw an Assassin's Dagger at Minotaur, Minotaur dies. So, yep, we do have Garlyle resetting, taking Berserk off his Red Mage with the Assassin's Dagger, and now we'll throw said Assassin's Dagger at Minotaur's face, killing him instantly. And there is the bracelet, so that means the anti-barrier is very most likely up at North Mountain 1. Which means Exdeath's Castle then probably has either the Elder Branch itself or the path that leads to the Elder Branch. Esper's asking, why does it work like that? We don't know if it was an oversight on the developer's part or if it was intended. But it's just that's a vanilla thing. Dryzalizer picking up the sandworm bait. And our tracker, Fiery Blizzard, pointing out that this chain that could be, result from this X-Death Castle Path to the Void can't actually be too terrible. And I mean, the worst thing that could happen, would be the shrine. And the shrine of all the 4 page locations, the shrine isn't bad at all. Dry finding the Necrophobe. Garlyle going back to Timmy. Getting terribly unlucky with the slash procs. There it is. So now Garlyle will pick up tablet 2, which we know was the only other tablet location outside of Fork Tower, which has 2 tablets. So I think at this point Garlyle knows that his path now leads to the anti-barrier at North Mountain. Alright, so let's see where Dry goes next. I think Dry only has the Sandworm, the Barrier Tower, and North Mountain 1 left to check, I think. He's going immediately to the Barrier Tower. And of course, we know up at the top of the Barrier Tower is the Minotaur. Wait, we have defeat Leviathan on the board, and yet Garlyle does not have it checked off because Leviathan was at the Sandworm location. So that is not checked off on Garlyle's side. I hope he remembers to check it off, or else that might bite him in the butt later. And there is the anti-barrier. Dryzalizer slashing down the yellow dragons. Let's see if that gives them anything good. An Apollo harp. Well, it's gold. So it looks like Garlyle is now going to turn in his second tablet for some of the other goodies here in Kuza Castle. Let's see what he takes. does decide to take Flare Sword Magic, just like Dry. Takes Leviathan, just like Dry. And Dryzalizer took a Sage's Staff as his other item, whereas Garlyle takes the Big Guard Blue Magic. Of course, in order to make use of Big Guard Blue Magic, you need to either find a Blue Mage, or you need to find the Blue ability. And let's see what Dryzalizer gets for this, and he gets a Tinkerbell. It's money. Yay. Alright, so now Garlyle is heading down to the Greg 1 location. Of course, Garlyle does know that Exdeath Castle is Path to the Void. So, oh, and it's Shoat down here. Shoat is a spot on the tracker. Casting Stop on Shoat to try to reduce some of the counterattacks from Shoat. And the Assassin's Dagger gets thrown at Minotaur's face, and Minotaur dies. Dryzalizer picking up the bracelet. And I'm pretty sure now does he now know? No, he hasn't done the sandworm bait location yet. So Dry needs to do the North Mountain, but he's probably going to do the sandworm bait check first. Yep. So as you can see, Stop does not work on Shoat very long. But if you can time it right, you can reduce at least a Drain counter or a Demon's Eye encounter every once in a while. And there goes Leviathan. Dryzalizer does remember to highlight it. Let's see if Garlyle remembers once he marks Shoat. Okay, there we go. Yep, there's the mark for Leviathan. Garlyle's like, oops, I forgot. And Dryzalizer making his way now up to North Mountain. This Shoat fight still ongoing here on Garlyle's side. Dryzalizer finding the gargoyles here up at North Mountain. So Garlyle now is, or Dryzalizer now is basically one Shoat fight behind. Now, there we go. And Shoat finally dies on Garlyle's side. And Garlyle obtains the adamantite. So the question is that the key item that gets us to the Elder Branch? Does it matter? So with that, I shouldn't say our runners yet, although Dry's headed that way. Garlyle now has 13 squares cleared. His card is now half cleared. Meanwhile, we have Garlyle going up Extes Castle, finding some nice bit of gold. Why not both, Fiery? Why not have a boss required at both Necro and Ted? Or Ned. Ooh, the hero song, that's nice if they had a bard. It does look like Gar is going to go for these two chests here, given how he's healing up in case he misses. Now, 19,000 gil. That's fantastic. So this is the Castle Gil here for, oh geez, another 15k? And the Mystic Night Crystal. That's a nice find. Given that they have flare, both of our runners have flare sword magic. Of course, I'm not sure if they've got any really good weapons. I mean, the epee isn't fantastic. And we do have Dryzalizer in the middle of the Shoat fight. Kiggleus commenting in chat that we're already at level 29 and 30. I mean, considering how this was basically a full clear of Worlds 1 and 2 for both of our runners, that really isn't surprising. Garlyle finding the Mimic ability, which can be interesting if used properly. $10,000 gil, and the Night Crystal. That's a good one. I always like knights. I have quite the fancy for knights in my seeds, but without a good sword, though, meh. And Shoat goes down on Dryzalizer's side. And we do have the Guardian Crystal fight here. So let's see if Garlyle tries to slash them away. Or if Garlyle tries a more traditional attack. So Garlyle getting the Flare Sword up on one of his Mystic Knights. Looks like he's hasting everybody. I'm a little surprised to see Garlyle not slashing at these Guardians yet. You know, he needs, what, 3 attacks to hit from his Mystic Knights to take out a crystal. So this could take a while. This actually gives, you know, if Dryzalizer hits a good slash, this gives Dryzalizer a bit of a chance to catch up here. Oh, hits the button a little too early and gets an abductor fight for his troubles. But this is actually a square. So killing abductor here actually will count. No? Why wouldn't it? It's defeating abductor. Do our runners know that, Fiery? All right, well, given how Dryzalizer has not checked the abductor box, yes, Dryzalizer knows that this abductor does not count. Johnny Bain in chat redeeming a highlight my message saying that this has now been a race that has gone on for an hour. Be sure to stretch and drink some water. Always a good idea to hydrate. And I completely missed what came from the Guardians. Oh, given that the tracker hasn't highlighted anything new, I'm guessing nothing good. And it's a panda here. So this is a spot on the big board. Garlyle trying to figure out how to take down the panda. So this is actually going to be a bit of an annoying fight here at this spot. It's relatively high HP, and a panda counters pretty much anything that Garlyle is going to do. So this is going to be a slow fight. And Dryzalizer kills one Guardian Crystal with 1 slash. And Lena dies. Go figure. Two slashes, 2 kills. Nope. 1 more down. And Garlyle is using Ifrit strats here on a panda. Eek, eek, it's Ifrit! Dryzalizer taking down the Guardian crystals. A panda. Eek, eek, it's different. Picking up a Sage's Staff and Bard's Clothes. Shiver, tremble. Dryzalizer finding his Gil and Night Crystal. Looks like he's going to go back and save. Ooh, those fire rods that I see for Dryzalizer, they're going to be fantastic here. Because the panda does have a fire weakness. Dry forgetting he checked those chests. We still have Garlyle effectively stunning a panda here. But these fire rods that Dryzalizer is going to be able to break over a panda's head is going to give Dry a much quicker kill here. Oh, Dryzalizer, I think, just berserked a panda. So now a panda isn't going to counter. So a panda won't counter anymore, and Dryzalizer is going to take him out with some flare swords and some... Yeah, that was a fantastic move here by Dryzalizer. Gonna break some fire rods, throw some fire schemes, and a panda's gonna go down pretty gosh darn quickly here. That's actually, I didn't even know a panda could be berserk. So, by taking away a panda's counters and having Golem up, this now becomes an absolutely safe fight. And as our tracker Fiery Blizzard notes, look at the damage that Boing is doing for Dryzalizer versus Ash and Milani for a panda, for Garlyle. All those armors that a panda has put up, this is a really slow fight for Garlyle, who just now clears a panda. And Dry now is literally right behind. So both of our runners are about to go kill X-Death and will make their way into World 3. Our racers both have 10 spots left on their bingo boards. This is a race, everybody here in chat. This is actually a really close race at this point. And really, you wouldn't expect anything less between these two runners. I mean, I had mentioned at the outset here that Dry is kind of an encyclopedia when it comes to FF5 Career Day. And right there, his knowledge showed. So now X-Death's fight here is going to be interesting. They don't have any great way to take X-Death on, right? X-Death is, of course, weak to Holy, but we don't really have anything there. Throw doesn't do fantastic damage. Breaking Rods, maybe. Flare Sword, not great. This is probably going to be a very slow X-Death fight. Here we go, and Dryzalizer does not have running shoes on any of his characters. Interesting. To answer a question in chat, why is the tracker bigger than the game feed? It just kind of looks better this way. It's significantly hard to fit two video game screens, two trackers, two clocks, and the bingo board without it kind of looking this way. Props to the people at SpeedGaming for actually coming up with this design. It actually works out really nice. So it does look like Garlyle is armoring up and kind of setting up for a long haul. And it looks like we have Dryzalizer going to... Yeah. Yep. Yeah, got that one, Scoop. And symmetry is beautiful. So now it looks like Dryzalizer is just going with throw the kitchen sink at X-Death. And he does have X-Death into phase 2. X-Death was his oh no, Earthshaker. Okay, only wipes one of his party members, so that's not a bad thing. And Dryzalizer has now taken the lead. Dryzalizer has downed X-Death. There we go. So now I would imagine Dryzalizer's first stop is the Mirage. Nope. Wait, where's he going? World 1. He's following the Adamantite. And as Fiery, and I was halfway to mentioning, I am not real sure why he's not going to the Mirage Town right now, because frankly, you need to be able to output much more damage now with some of these higher level checks coming up. I mean, okay, the 2 checks here, they're 5-digit HP. They're the low 5-digit HP checks. But pretty much after this, everything is pretty high HP. Hey, look, it's Atmos! Bye, Lena. So it looks like Dryz is going to go with Sleep Sword strats here to keep Atmos asleep, and it looks like get a win for his entire party here. So his entire party can get the experience and the ability points from this Atmos fight. Atmos goes down on Dryzalizer's side. And Garlyle looks like, yep, there we go. There goes X Death on Garlyle's side. Now, Garlyle, I would imagine, will make the immediate play to the Mirage Village. Mute White Magic, that could be a really nice pickup there for Dry if we run into Omniscient somewhere. And there we go. Garlyle is indeed going to the Mirage Town. All right, let's see what we got here. Phantom Village. Fire 3 Sword. Buy that. Buy Fire 3. Buy Comet. Okay. There's Life 2. A little surprised doesn't pick up Mind Blast there in case he finds blue or a blue mage. Little surprised Dryzalizer is checking these chests. They are kind of low level. Summoner Crystal. Yep. Yeah, you want that Summoner Crystal. You want White 5 probably too. And you don't need the Black Mage Crystal. White Mage Crystal, sure, why not? That was equip bows. I think they have a Yoichi bow, maybe. And it's Stalker. And there's Excalibur. Yep. You buy an Excalibur, and you put it on a knight, and you watch damage go through the roof. Dragon Fang, not talking to get hints. There's the Shoat. I'm a little surprised he doesn't pick up a Mirage Vest. Oh, Meteo. Nice. Well, now you know how you're killing things. You just Meteo everything in the face. Because you got time mages, it's now you just meteo everything. You start meteoing and you don't stop. Well, no, it doesn't work against sandworms. No, it doesn't. Doesn't matter. They have other ways to take care of a sandworm. We have Stalker down on Dryzalizer's side, and there's the Elder Branch. There's Break Black Magic. So a couple of really nice finds there. And, oh, Garlyle is immediately doing the North Mountain check. Interesting. Is Dryzalizer now going to go to the Phantom Village to loot the stuff? Yep. And it looks like he's going to sell some stuff to be able to afford lots of good things. All right, what do we have here at the Bahamut spot? Is the Bahamut spot required for this seed? Puroboros, it is. Puroboros is required. So I think we're going to see a reset here, and I think we're going to see Garlyle load up on Summoners and load up on Leviathan and just kill them that way. So even though the bingo board is not showing it, which again, we don't have control over the bingo board, the runners are doing the bingo board themselves. Stalker is dead on Dryzalizer's side. Picking up the White Mage Crystal. Absolutely picking up the Summoner Crystal. Well, it does pick up the Black Mage Crystal, even though they got Black level 6 from Kusa Castle. Dry does still pick up the Black Mage Crystal. Yep, and there we go. We do have Dryzalizer picking up a couple Mirage Vests. Bolt 3, and Meteo. Goodbye. Level 2 old, absolutely. If they happen to find blue. Now, the only thing about this Puroboros fight, pretty safe, but oh my goodness, is it slow. Oh, and we do have Dryzalizer going immediately to North Mountain as well. So, looks like we're going to get like another virtual high five here. All right, so right now the big difference in this race is Dryzalizer has turned in that Adamantite, which led to both the Elder Branch and to the Stalker fight. Now, as long as this worked right... Yep, and all the Pearl Burrows are now gone. Quick Time Magic and the Moogle Suit. So, Garlyle is immediately going to turn in that Moogle suit. To answer the question from Simo Rocks in chat, how many lines do they need to win? They need to black it out. They need to clear all 25 squares. Oh, there's Bahamut. You know, that would have been handy just a little bit ago, game. Thanks, I appreciate that. Samurai, X-Magic, Mimic, Freelancer, Summon 5, Drago. Man, those Moogles are rich. That was quite the Moogle village there. Wow. You know, it's kind of funny looking at the bingo board and seeing what's cleared. There's what, 9 spots, 9, 10 spots left for our runners, and we don't have a bingo yet on the board. Interesting. Hopefully, Dryzalizer remembers to click the Stalker square. Dry, you defeated Stalker. Okay. Well, let's see. What do we need for bingos? We need an Antlion, a Go-Go, triplets would give us 2 bingos. Catastrophe would give us a bingo. Abductor would technically give Dryzalizer a bingo. All right, so we have Garlyle now going to check the Antlion spot. So as our wonderful tracker Fire Blizzard mentions in chat, anything but Callow or the Iron Claw would give us a bingo, and well, Carbuncle is not one of those things that gives us a bingo. Because Carbuncle is not on the board. Looks like Garlyle is waiting for Carbuncle to flip over forms. And there we go. Bye, Carbuncle. Slow 2, nice pickup from a chest here in the Moor Forest. Okay, so we're actually seeing quite the divergence right now. Garlyle is doing World 3 checks. Meanwhile, we have Dryzalizer following the Elder Branch. And Garlyle heading into the Pyramid, where he finds Antlion guarding the Pyramid. So that is a spot. Antlion escapes. Antlion is down. Garlyle claims another square. So the nice thing about this pyramid here, now we're going to see if Garlyle takes advantage of it, but this pyramid has the highest general loot in the game. So you can find some really good loot here if you decide to loot the pyramid. Garlyle may or may not decide to loot it. We shall see. Looks like maybe he's going to loot the chests that are on the way. All right, so what do we have here in Guardian Crystal spot? Dark Matter's nice for Garlyle. Biblos. Of course, a back attack Biblos, quite annoying. But one smack from Fire 3 will kill it. Well, Fire 3 sword will kill it. Or a slash. Bye, Biblos. So if an enemy is weak to a particular element, and you have the magic sword level 3, a hit with that magic sword level 3 element that the enemy is weak to will kill it. That seems about right, Fiery. Fiery in chat mentioning that there might be 14 or so bosses left that we haven't seen that aren't in the void. That seems about right. Right, because we have the one at the pyramid, 2 at each of the other page locations. We've got the 2 at the steamship. We've got the one in Kiryu. We've got the one at Z's Fleet and the one at Waltz Tower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So what are the 3 I'm forgetting? Odin. Odin makes 12. Sunken Waltz and the 2 at Fork. So 15. So, I mean, there is the possibility out there that we don't need to go into the void, right? Because right now we haven't seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bosses. There are 7 bosses we haven't seen, and as we've just kind of counted out, there are 15 non-void boss spots left. And it looks like Dry is going to the trench first. And here's Catastrophe. So that we are 2 for 2 with Guardians taking up spots here. Antlion was the Guardian for the Pyramid, and Catastrophe is the Guardian for the Trench. And another gold hairpin, that's nice magic saver there. All right, what do we have here at the pyramid spot? We have Siren, not a required boss. Ooh, Catastrophe dealing Dryzalizer a heck of a blow here. Oh, quicksand. So, let's see. Can Dryzalizer... There we go. Dryzalizer does take out Catastrophe. And we have Garlyle killing Siren the long way, as Fiery Blizzard notes in chat that Siren is shoatable. Okay, so we do have now Dryzalizer into the trench. Flood Claw. No, there is no technicality. My guess is that Dry has just forgotten to mark Stalker. Ooh, the mix ability is a nice find. And we do have Garlyle picking up the steamship key and will immediately turn that in, it looks like. Ooh, Flare Spell, that's a nice pickup. Not picking it up. Okay. Right, putting on the damage floor ability so he can float over these lava squares here. Meanwhile, we do have Garlyle blitzing his way through the steamship. Alright, so Dry is now going to take on the boss down here in the trench. Let's see if it's acquired. And it's vanilla. It is the vanilla. It is the vanilla triplet, so it is absolutely required. So what is going to be Dry's strategy here? I mean, if Dry had Odin, Odin is the easy way to go. If Dry had the magic lamp, you use the magic lamp 3 times and they're dead. Looks like Dry is just going to go for slow and steady wins the race here with Leviathan. Oh, I missed the magic lamp pickup, Fiery. Thank you. Probably didn't see that. Splat. And we have Liquiflame here at Karnak Castle. So, half vanilla? French vanilla? Vanilla bean? And finding the shrine page for his trouble. Oh, look, another copy of Shoat. Alright, so what's Dry's strategy going to be this time? And we do have Garlyle following the Adamantite. Going with Bard, so is he going to use the Requiem song here? Yep, that looks like that's what he's doing. He's going to sing. He is going to sing the triplets to death with the Requiem song. So, Fiery mentioning in chat that Cure 3 might do more damage than the Requiem song, then maybe. That'd be interesting to see how much damage Cure 3 would do to the triplets. Oh, and they're dead. Okay, so the Requiem song does take them out. Picking up a Rune Axe, and there is the Waltz Tower key. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boss locations are currently unaccounted for. We do not know where Titan is. We do not know where Gogo is. Wait, didn't somebody take out Catastrophe? Didn't Dry take out Catastrophe? So Dryzalizer, he's just forgetting to mark his board. So Dry only has 5 spots left: Titan, Gogo, Abductor, Califisteria, and Iron Claw. Meanwhile, Garlyle's taking care of Stalker now. Let's see if taking care of Stalker reminds Dry to check off that board. Oh, Garlyle is going Bahamut strats. This could end poorly. Oh, this could end poorly. Is he going to try it again? No, he's going to do Cure 2s. Okay. I am a little more surprised we haven't seen Meteos strats yet. Oops. Alright, up here at the top of Waltz Tower, we have a Crayclaw, not a Spot. And we have a dead lobster. And Stalker dies, finally. Okay. Garlyle picking up the Elder Branch. Let's see if he follows that right away. Okay, we do know Antlion is not a spot. Well, obviously, Dryzalizer will get this spot, which will leave Dryzalizer with 5 spots left. Titan, Go-Go, Abductor, Ironclaw, and Califisteri. Meanwhile, we do have Garlyle's board, and we know that is accurate. So the only thing right now that Dryzalizer has done that Garlyle hasn't is defeat Catastrophe. And Garlyle is turning in the Elder Branch immediately. And we have Dryzalizer making his way. Looks like he's going to Falls? Yep, going to the Falls. All right, here we go. Let's see what we have here at the beginning of History Falls. Guarding History Falls, we have Galura, not a spot. Okay, Dryzalizer, remembering he beat Catastrophe, and Diz does check Catastrophe off the board. Still has not checked Stalker. White Wind, Blue Magic is nice. Of course, if Dryzalizer had blue. Sildra, that's nice. Air Knife and a Wizard Rod. So you get to boost that Sildra. Fantastic. Garlyle taking on Biblos, not getting back attack like Dryzalizer did. And now you get to see the power of the sword. Rip Biblos. And the nice thing about this is you don't, if you one-shot Biblos like that, you do not get the death. Oh, nope, never mind. I thought you didn't get the death text with that. Whoops. Now it looks like we have Garlyle. Yes, you remember you had to refresh in order to get the Drake to appear. So he's going to take the Drake over to Ziza's fleet. See what's in Z's fleet. Oh, and Dry finding the blue ability. So here we go. We're going to get possibly some death by math strats. I would imagine. Well, maybe picks up Big Guard if he has to go into the void. All right, so let's see what we have here. At the Leviathan spot in the falls. Drum roll, please. We have Go-Go! It is bathroom break time! The Dryzalizer already checking off Go-Go. Surprised he hasn't checked off Stalker yet. But that just leaves 4 boss spots to go for Dryzalizer. We have Garlyle taking on Arcuavis here at Ziza's fleet. Of course, unfortunately, we know Arcuavis is not a required square. Getting finally some Meteo strats from one of our runners here. Taking out Form 4 and now into Form 5. And as Fiery points out, not a required boss, but the thing is Garlyle does not have all the key items. So he can't know that it is not a required boss at this point. And there goes Go-Go giving up finally. Alright, so we do have Ziza's fleet down. Let's see where Garlyle chooses to go next. Now, if Garlyle wants to be a Pale, he'll go to Shrine. No, he's going to the Trench. Now, the good news for Garlyle is we know the Trench is, I believe it is doubly required? Right, because I believe it's Catastrophe out front, and then Triplets behind, I think. So, pardon the pun here, but Dryzalizer is starting to run dry on checks here. Although the good news for Dryzalizer is we know that the checks he hasn't done yet, we know that those aren't going to hurt him. All right, because right now there is no red square on the board that Dryzalizer hasn't checked. Okay, Catastrophe goes down. We are having Dryzalizer making the play up Fork Tower. So we do know that this will give Dry tablets 1 and 3. What we don't know... Hey, look, Blue Mage Crystal. What we don't know is what bosses are up here. If either or both are required. So, if you take a look at the board, right, we've got 2 bosses left, Ironclaw and Abductor, that are insta-killable. Right? Titan and Califisteri are not. I mean, basic. Well, is it? Oh, yeah, you can mix and then Dark Shock and then kill. Oh, and it's Vanilla Omni. Oh, French. Is it French? I forget what spot's what. And he does not have Mute Sword. Garlyle buying a ribbon. We have Dryzalizer putting a wall up to reflect the incoming flare. Fire 3 as well. And we have Garlyle going up against the triplets. X-Fight and the third tablet. Alright, so what do we have here at the other Fork Tower spot? We have Abductor. Abductor goes down. We have 3 spots left for Dryzalizer. And there goes the triplets on Garlyle's side, and Dry is going into the void. He's going to check the void, see what's here. A bunch of bosses here. Hey! And Dryzalizer finally remembers to check Stalker. So, Dry needs 3 bosses. Garlyle needs 5. Dry could get all 3 here in the void. Dry certainly looting as he goes. Now, the interesting thing is, the Titan spot is still out there, and it's seemingly very likely that Titan is going to be at a rather high level spot. We don't have float, right? So we can't negate the Earthshaker. But with Golem, Titan is going to be a pretty free fight. Ironclaw is the definition of free fight. Califisteri, depending on when Calo appears. I mean, again, pretty straightforward fight. So we really don't have another pair of running shoes. We really don't have anything here that is going to be too terrible. And it's vanilla Califisteri. I imagine he's just going to summon Calo to death here. Up goes the wall, but I don't think that's ultimately going to matter. And Garlyle going up Fork Tower. Yeah, so Fiery Blizzard bringing up a very good point in chat. If Iron Claw or Titan is not in the shrine, Garlyle's in trouble. Because Dryzalizer does not yet have the shrine page. We know everything else is a dead check. Now, that's not to say, Iron Claw or Titan could still be in the Odin spot, could still be in Sunken Walls. Fiery reading my mind there in chat. But they're both open once you hit World 3. So they're not overly difficult. And it's Greg 3! So Garlyle's equipped for what we know is going to be the go-go fight. No. What was that one? No. Omni is the first fight. The second fight was Abductor, that's right. Hey, it's 12:45 here on the east coast of the United States. It's getting a little close to my bedtime here. You're lucky my mouth is working, even though my brain is clearly starting to not. And here's Titan. And he's gonna death by math, it looks like. There we go. Mix him up to level 11. Dark Shock him down to level 5 because the game math rounds down, not rounds up. And now level 5 Doom will hit. Death by math, everybody. course, he still gets the Earthshaker off, but that's okay. Is this it? Is this Iron Claw? If this is, Dryzalizer is on his way to victory. It is the Sandworm. This is not pleasant, although Aqua Rake will make it easier. So Garlyle doing a bunch of mixing here. Looks like he's going to go with Sildra strats, maybe? All right, here we go. Is this the Iron Claw that Dryzalizer needs? No. Well, the two launchers are dead. Now it's just a matter of time before the Soul Cannon goes down. Meanwhile, we have Garlyle, his boosted Cryo character, is taking out Omni bit by bit here. Oh, no! Oh, but he had something that absorbed the ice. And there's the flare to the face. So Omniscient is down. And Gar will be very happy to see Abductor coming up next. All right, 3 more boss checks here in the Void, right? Because we have the Twintania spot, we have the Necrophobe spot, and we have the X-Death spot, the Neo X-Death spot. And Abductor goes down to the Demon Eye. There it is. There is the Iron Claw. And as soon as this fight is over, this race will be over. And there it is. Dryzalizer has won this race. He has finished in first place in this race with an official racetime.gg time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 16 seconds. Everybody get your GGs out. Dryzalizer will be moving on to the semifinals in order to face Freddy. Garlyle does immediately forfeit right behind. unfortunately. But that was a damn good race. So now I think we're just going to wait for our runners to join us in the commentator's booth, possibly. So again, Dryzalizer will be taking on Freddy, whereas in the other semifinals, it will be Archfield Monk versus tonight's tracker, Fiery Blizzard. And we are joined in the commentator's booth by tonight's winner, Dryzalizer. Dryzalizer, well played, sir. Very good. Maybe the push to talk monster ate somebody?
I'm sorry.
Well done, Dryzalizer.
Oh, I said to a dead Mike that I do not feel good about the things that I did in that race. It was metagaming of the lowest order.
Explain.
Well, I noticed that Garlyle and I at the start were doing pretty standard checks, and he was ahead of me. I started peeking at the bingo board about what the next boss was going to be. So then I could kind of like maybe set up or have an idea of what was coming. And then he was still faster than me. And so at a certain point, I was like, all right, I'm going to do something different. I like the waterfall loot. I'm going to go there. And it turned out to be spectacular loot. And then I was like, you know what? He's not clicking too many bingo spots. I bet he's checking all the tablet areas and he's going to do fork last. So let's go to fork. And after that, let's go straight to the void and forget all those tablet areas. I just feel dirty the way that I played the seed. It was I was not the better player in terms of if anyone was watching me closely, I was like fumbling around with my jobs and abilities and like not very optimal. It's just that toward the end of the game, I realized that the void was probably the way to go, and so I veered off and went there.
Well, I think you are underestimating yourself with that one. So just to kind of give you a little snapshot of the way the race went, and also, by the way, Garlyle is joining us in chat, not joining us in the voice room tonight. GG's to Garlyle. But anyways, just to give you kind of an idea of how things went, you were, as you kind of noticed, and as you mentioned you metagamed, you were behind a good boss and a half check going into X-Death's Castle. But then the two bosses in X-Death's Castle happened, a panda and the Guardian Crystals. And by the time you had taken care of a panda and the Guardian Crystals and X-Death, you were 5 minutes ahead. I mean, you made up that much time on those three fights. It was that kind of set you off and going.
Well, I will say I was worried about the X-Death fight because I didn't feel like I had a lot of power, and all I did was throw javelins, really, at him, because that's all I really had. But yeah, a panda was potentially tricky. I was glad that I used the strat that I did, and I don't even remember what I did against the crystals. Slashed them.
You slashed the crystals. Garlyle used flare swords and used 3 flare sword attacks to take out each crystal individually. So it took him, 12 or 15 turns to take them down, and I think it only took you like 8 slashes to take out all 4. And then for the panda, you were breaking fire rods over a panda's head.
I broke a lot of rods in that seed.
Yeah, and that was a major difference. And the other major difference is Garlyle actually never bought any javelins. So he wasn't doing the throw damage that you were. So he wasn't throwing against X-Death. He was, again, using the flare swords and attacking X-Death.
Okay, well, I think I had Mystic Knight at the time and considered Flare Sword, but I decided I would just throw javelins and he wouldn't dispel me that way. But yeah, similar damage at the time, I think, was the output of that because we didn't really have a good sword. I was using like Air Knife or something on Mystic Knight for a long time.
Yeah, I think you were using an air knife, and I think Garlyle was using the epee. Because yeah, neither one of you had a very. I mean, there were no good swords in the seed for that magic for the Mystic Knight that you guys found.
Yeah, I switched to Air Knife even though the epee is optimized because it epee has one more attack power, but the Air Knife halves evasion, so you're less likely to miss. So I just used that, but I probably still lost time just menuing and fiddling around to set that up, anyways. But yeah, this is a seed that actually got easier for me later I went.
Well, I think it was
Uh,
that way kind of for both of you because once you got into Mirage and there was just damage aplenty in the Phantom Village, right? Because you could pick up the Summoner Crystal, you could pick up the Meteo spell. You've picked up a bunch of other things in Mirage, and then once you guys both hit Mirage, now Gar went immediately to Mirage, and you kind of took a roundabout way there. But once you both hit Mirage, everything pretty much went down without much of a problem, except for your first triplets fight. Your first triplet fight kind
yes.
of was a little bit of a whoops.
Yeah, well, that one, I think I got lucky. They don't always do their strongest elemental spell against the whole team on their second turn, but they did to me that time, and that was enough to wipe me. And then I came back with the bards and did the old school vanilla strat. But there was something that I needed to do before Mirage, but as is sort of the theme for this whole race, there was lots of stuff that I needed to do that I thought of like mid battle, and then I also forgot to do as soon as I was done. So I couldn't even tell you what it was that I was doing before Mirage. But
You went to you did the adamantite check first,
yeah, and
and
then
our wonderful tracker and friend of the community, and of course fellow semifinalist Fiery Blizzard, has a question for you and asked, "Do you remember that you picked up Cure 3 in the ship
yes.
graveyard?" And
Well,
then
I didn't remember it at the time though, but
ah,
I remember it now. That was so long ago. Ship graveyard.
well,
Like
that
that
was
was
actually another
incredibly long ago. Yeah.
kind of major difference between the two of you is Garlyle skipped the rock check in the sunken ship, and you didn't. And of course, it was that chest that had Cure 3.
Yeah, that was really lucky, even though I didn't end up using it. I've just found that the 420 tiering that we're using, there's good stuff almost anywhere, and so you kind of sometimes it's worth it to do that looting early, and that one paid off. Although in the end, I didn't actually use it at all. The if I had wanted to do Cure 3 strats against the triplets, I would have had to reset out of that fight just like I did before, though, because I never put on white mage. I would have had to reset and go with 4 white mages, but that does end the fight in 1 round, so that would have been faster even than the Requiem stuff. But no, I completely forgot about Cure 3. I was happy at the end that I got all the blue abilities and the ability to use blue magic, and I was like, oh yeah, I have White Wind for healing too if I need healing.
Yeah, and when you made the decision to go back into the void, I was a little surprised you didn't go back into Kuza Castle to pick up Big Guard. Um,
Forgot that it was in there.
okay.
My gosh, I thought I was done with Kuza after my second trip, and I completely forgot that Big Guard was in there. That's very lucky of me not to really get pounded by something. Listen, I forgot all kinds of stuff. I don't know where my head was during this race. I was literally like thinking of stuff during a fight, and then I was like, what was it I was supposed to be doing now? And then I just went to the next check and was often unprepared. But it just worked out. The game was kind, bosses weren't that hard in the locations where they were at. I mean, I wasn't even like clicking the bingo tiles. Sometimes I would forget, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I killed that one a half hour ago or whatever it was, and then I would go click it. So I was very scatterbrained. Garlyle has been through a lot in the past couple days with his booster shot and all that, and I just got lucky. Like my time is fast, but I really feel like I got really lucky, and I did the dirty metagaming. That's what won things for me.
Garlyle in chat had mentioned that your head was busy making those cold shots. Going into the void early, that type of thing.
Ah, okay. So he wasn't talking about his booster shot. Okay. Yeah. It was sort of like my dream that I would get to go into the void early, and so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do Fork, which people probably are gonna save for last thing in World 3, and then if none of these bosses light up, I'm gonna just assume that they're all in the void because I'm sure Garlyle is going around to the tablet areas and clearing them. So I'm gonna go in the void, and there's only like 4 bosses left or something when I went into the void, maybe 5. For me, at least.
You had to clear 3 bosses when you went into the void.
Only 3. Okay, yeah, It was a low number, and so I was like, these odds are decent. And I also was going to keep an eye on the bingo card. If one of the blank bingo tiles popped up as red, then I would have known that I would have had to leave the void to get the last boss. But I was going to just go through as much of the void until that happened as necessary.
Well, and the other one of the other differences is Garlyle actually found all of the key items, right? So he did the Ziza Fleet check, he did the steamship check, that were ultimately busts, right?
Yeah, I mean, how lucky am I? I'm gonna look at my tracker right now. How many key items did I miss? 1, 2, 3, at least 3.
3.
I think just 3, but still,
that's what we have. We have you missing the the Drake. We have you missing the steamship key and then the shrine page.
Yep, that's a very lucky finish on my part. I mean, I've watched a couple of these races, and usually they go all the way to the end of the void, and this one I just was able to go in a different direction, and it worked out.
Yeah, and as Fiery points out in chat, one of the first things Garlyle did in World 3 was go to the top of the pyramid, right? Looted the pyramid, went to the top of the pyramid, and then it was the pyramid that I think led to the Hear You Call, which then led to the steamship key, which then led to boss-tastic stuff.
I went to the pyramid gate to check the boss there, and then I was like, you know what? I don't see Garlyle ahead of me clicking anything. I bet he's already finished with the pyramid, so I'm not even going to do the pyramid, and I'm going to assume it was nothing. I mean, that's risky because it could have been a long chain to something. But at the time, I was like, no, not even going to do it. I felt like I was being a little bit crazy, but it also worked out. I don't know.
Hey, it did work out for you. So you'll be moving on to the semifinals next week to play Freddy in. How the heck do you even describe next week's flags? It's like semi-chaos with random job learning.
Yeah, I haven't done that setting in a long time, so I don't have a good description for it yet. Not until I do a practice or something. But I will say that Freddy beat me in, I think it was just like a standard race in the full play round. So this is potential revenge, I guess. But he's really good.
Garlyle mentioning in chat that the remaining matches are insane, and of course, as I had mentioned, Garlyle won the 4-Job Fiesta tournament that we held this past summer, and Francois RB won the first Standard Flags tournament that we played about a year ago around now. So
actually, Garlyle won the Standard tournament, and Fiery won the 4-Job.
Oh, geez, that's right. Oh, that's Francois finished second. That's right. Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
yeah, Francois in the finals, and so
That's right.
Francois and Garlyle are both out, but well, I doubt Garlyle had much time to practice. I think from comments that he made before this match, he was sort of going into these flags practically blind, just because he's been so busy with work and everything. So, and I have also been sort of like do one practice seed and then
Hmm.
do a race and do one practice seed and a race. So I
Well,
also
and
was not,
but
you know,
yeah, but on the same token, right? These are the flags that you could have gone into practically dry, because they are basically standard flags, except you're boss hunting, and the loot is a little bit better. I mean, so
yeah,
this was the 1 week that you didn't necessarily need a lot of practice. Yeah, and as
yeah,
Garlyle just says in chat, this isn't terribly different from the standard.
yeah. It's similar. I probably took too many notes. Like I would stop and take notes, and they ended up not really being significant. I have all these things that I'm clicking on my screen and opening and closing windows to get the bingo, to get my notes, to get the tracker, because I have a small laptop screen. So I felt like I was losing time just due to logistics like that. But whatever. It was just a freakish seed. Just one of these finished so quickly.
Yeah.
GG's to Garlyle, and thanks to you, Z-Man. I think you were the only person on commentary who was doing tracking.
Fiery.
Oh, of course, Fiery was doing tracking. I knew that, and everybody else behind the scenes, SpeedGaming. Thank you very much. I think I've done enough blathering, so I'm happy if you want to just take us out of here.
All right, sounds good, man. So again, next week at times yet to be determined, because obviously we have just finalized the semifinals. We will have Dryzalizer versus Freddy and Archfield Monk versus our tracker for the night, Fiery Blizzard. And again, as I did kind of mention this a little bit, but really the major thing here with next week's flag set is that there are random job learnings, right? So whenever you go from level 1 to level 2 in a job, say knight or monk or whatever, you usually learn X ability. Well, you're going to get completely random abilities. For example, I actually tried out the seeds on my own a little bit earlier, and I got a monk as a starting job, and the first level up was time level 6. So we're going to see some very interesting strats, I think, next week. Damage might not be damage might be at a premium next week, depending on what gets learned when. And also, you're not going to have abilities or crystals in shops. So next week's flag sets are going to be very interesting for our 2 races next week when we move into the semifinals. So again, thank you very much to SpeedGaming for hosting us tonight. Thank you very much to Fiery Blizzard for tracking. If you haven't yet dropped our runners a follow, Dryzalizer or Garlyle Wilds, do make sure you drop them a follow. They're certainly worth it, as they showed tonight. And I think with that, I am Z-Man050778, and I bid you all very good night, and I will see you next week for the semifinals.